Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Today, welcome today for the webinar series. Today we are going to talk about the empathy and the inclusivity for people who suffer from mental illness. Today, I am your moderator, Ismaeil Magdy Hussein, from Egypt. HCS Communication Department, second year.
Okay, my name is Rusnanee Kareema. I'm third year mass communication student. Madam, you ready?
Can you, madam, introduce yourself, please?
Hello, madam. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I can hear you, guys.
Oh.
Okay. So, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope you guys, both of you, are doing well. Okay. So I am Sister Khairiah. You can call me Madam or Sister. Boleh, can both. Okay. And so basically, I am the clinical psychologist in the Counseling and Career Services Center, IIUM. So I've been working in IIUM already almost, I think, more than 8 years already. 7 years, almost 8 years. Okay. And I graduated from this university as well, from IIUM as well, for a bachelor degree in human sciences, psychology, and then I continue my master degree in IIUM as well in clinical and counseling psychology. Okay, so that's about me.
There is no PhD?
PhD? Oh, okay, so pray for me. So I have planned, but then I don't know, maybe next year, the other years, I don't know yet. But I have planned, inshallah. So I to do a PhD, you have to really, really strong. Your mental, your physical, so your financial as well. So yeah.
Yeah. A lot of circumstances. Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
So, Rusnanee, can you start the question, please?
So, madam, we're gonna ask the question related to the people who have mental illness during the COVID-19.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I want you to tell us about the definition of mental illness.
Okay. So the definition of mental illness, it is actually, mental illness is a mental disorder, the state of mental where you are unstable and it affects your behavior, your cognitive, and also it affects the way you think, the way you behave. So it becomes abnormal. Okay, so you're unable to control your emotion. So that is mental illness. But somehow it happened like I understand that lay person, like people not who is not in this field, sometimes they get confused between mental health and mental illness. So it is actually mental health is something that when a person have a good mental health means that you are able to control your behavior, you are able to behave well, in normal way. It's not like when you thought mental health is about depression. No, mental health is about the same like physical health. You yourself currently, those who don't have mental illness is someone who have a good mental health. Okay, so there is the difference. Okay, cannot like sometimes when I ask the students to talk or to tell me about mental health, some of you will say that mental health is about depression, is about is about anxiety. No, that is mental illness. Mental health is a state of condition when you able to control this, to manage your stress, to control behavior, to act normally. That is mental health. Okay. Understand?
So, yes, understand. So it's gonna be many type of mental illness, right?
Yes, mental illness got so many type of mental illness, but most common is depression. Okay, so that's why when you see a person act abnormally, and then you tend to say that, oh, this person maybe got depressed, this person maybe kemurungan, but then mental illness got so many type of mental illness. We have like personality disorder, mood disorder. Mood disorder is depression and anxiety and bipolar. And then we have also schizophrenia, which is a psychotic disorder. Okay, and then neurodevelopmental disorder, like for example, autism, learning disability. Okay, so the task of psychologists is not only look at the depression, anxiety, but also those who have learning disability as well. We actually do the assessment and diagnose them. Okay.
So, as you work as a clinical psychologist,
Yeah.
how would you diagnose any form of mental illness?
Okay, the diagnosis. If you want to do the diagnosis, it takes like more than 2 sessions. Actually, maybe in the second session you can get that. Like the idea what is happening to this person. But to get a proper diagnosis, it must have the assessment. You have to see the psychologist. We have to do the assessment interview and do the psychological administer the psychological tools to see and to get a proper diagnosis. You cannot simply tell the symptoms and then suddenly we say that, oh, okay, you got this symptom, seems like you are having depression or you are having anxiety. Cannot. So we will have to do the assessment interview, and we also have to actually administer the psychological tools to see whether you are experiencing, the symptoms are matched with the criteria that we have. We refer to the manual we call DSM-5. So we will see according to the manual, and also we will do the psychological assessment to see the score, the level, whether you are severe or you are mild. So the process is like it's not only one session, then you will get to know the diagnosis. Okay, unless if you already meet the psychiatrist, you already have the history of problem, so then maybe we can confirm the diagnosis. But then we still have to do the interview assessment. Clinical interview assessment. It will take an hour for one session. So to get the history, the background, and then also your maybe the important events in your life. Okay, so yeah, that is the process to get the diagnosis. Okay.
So at least it takes 2 sections to
two session. Yeah, it can be two section or more.
If a person have mental illness, so it's gonna be more and more, right? As for for IIUM student, how can they go to the CCSS to ask for advice about their mental?
Okay, one thing is, if you want to have session with us, you have to book us through IIUM. Okay, you can see that there is a section that mentioned book appointment. Okay, book appointment with counselor. But then you can take that and then you register your name, and then we have the screening question. You have to answer that. So if you have clinical concern, like for example, if you feel like you're having depression, or you have the symptoms of ADHD, or you have the symptom of autism, so you can answer the screening, and then you will be directed, you will see the name of the, the psychology officer. Okay, so you can see the name. So usually my name and Sister Masura names will be appear on top, and Sister Shuhada. But then my name, under my name, you can see the clinical. The clinical section. My interest. So for the clinical concern, usually the client will pick me because I have that. You can refer to my interest, so you can see that. Okay, so for the others, they are counselor. They are registered counselor. So for registered counselor, they cannot do the diagnosis. They don't do diagnosis because they have their own other specialties. Yeah. Okay.
So, Madam, as this time we are facing the COVID-19, and our topic also related to mental illness during the COVID-19. As a psychologist, how do you think it affects people's life?
Yeah, it affects so much. Even we are, as a normal person, also we got affected. It's not only for those, what for those who have mental illness. Okay, we as a normal person, maybe we don't have any history of mental illness. We also got affected because of the changes. You cannot go out. You have to restrict your movement. Even though you want to go out, you still feel like, even though now I think the CMCO is not so much very strict for those who stay outside. You can still go out with your friends to buy food, to have eat in the restaurant. Okay, but then we will still feel that we are not safe. We will limit our movement. We don't want to go out. Okay, so it actually affect us because we have to adjust ourselves. We have to adjust our life to adjust according to the changes that happen now. Okay, so to adjust, the whole life, like for example, usually you go out, you see your friends, like at night, you have you go to mama together, but then after that it changed. And also, if you can go, like for example, you can go back to your hometown, like in 2 weeks, once in the 2 weeks, but now you cannot see your parents. If you want to see your parents, you have to talk on the phone, maybe video call, if you're able to do video call. Some of us, they are not so lucky like us, they cannot have that video call and have issues in terms of, buying data and so on, because the financial also, got affected. So, for those who have mental illness, of course, they, some of them, they cannot go. They're afraid to go to hospital, and also they don't go to see their psychiatrist, so they don't get the treatment that they maybe they need, like regularly. Okay, so they have to, because what happened, me myself, my daughter also, she should have the appointment regularly in the hospital, but still, if the condition is okay and everything is fine, the doctor will postpone because they want to limit, the contact and the time that you spend in hospital. Same like for the psychiatric illness, they limit. If it is not urgent, okay, so they will get very late appointment, and they cannot maybe stay in someone to talk, to express their emotion, to express what they feel, to tell what happened to them. So yeah, the condition right now, CMCO, and of course, when financial as well got affected, so many things, become a mess. So that is why it is very, very important for us, for example, in IIUM, we have to alert, and we have to always, updated with what happened to the students. They are not only affected physically, definitely they are affected mentally and emotionally. Yeah, especially for mental illness, we cannot say, of course, they got affected. Like, even in the normal situation, they are struggling. What more in this time of pandemic? Yeah.
Okay, madam. So, like, how do we show empathy to these people, like, are involved and suffering from the mental health? Like, how we can treat them?
Yeah. So, how we want to show empathy? First of all, we have to know what is actually empathy. It's not the same like sympathy. You know, sympathy is you may say I pity you, kasihan. You can say like that.
Like empathy acts for like takes more for action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continue. I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, brother. Yeah, correct. Okay. For empathy is like you are trying to put yourself, like into that person's situation. Like, for example, you're trying to wear that person's shoes, you know? You're trying to be in the person's life. I know actually as me, myself, as a practitioner, actually it is like impossible to do it 100%. But you can put to the max until like 98% maybe to actually to make yourself feel like the person feel. Okay, so actually it's a lie if you say that I can feel like 100% like this person. No, but it's about be kind. It's about you're trying to understand the person. Okay, so it's very important to actually to show or to be with the person. Like, we are also struggling. We want people to understand us. We have that as well. And that is why when we see other people, when they ask something to us, they want us to understand, relate to yourself and say that if I want the other person, like you go to someone, you hope that that person will understand. It's just the same like this person as well. They come to you, they want you to understand. Or if not, if they, if this person you see like they start to isolate themselves, they start to silence themselves, you have to go. Because, you have to be alert in this time, in this this is the time of crisis. Because it can happen to anyone, like previously you don't have any, anxiety, but you may develop anxiety during this time. So you have to be alert, to be sensitive, to see around you. It can happen to your sister, it can happen to your best friend, it can happen to your mother, it can happen to your father. Me, myself, I can say that when the first time, like earlier in this year, I can feel that, the anxiety attack somehow happened to me. It's not like very bad, but, because we are afraid, we don't know what happened, what next. Like now, I think we are like tone down, slow down, okay? So because we have the experience, like before, when we were, first MCO, okay, so we know what happened, and then we can see that our government managed to actually cope. So I think we feel more relaxed and more, and then we got the update from Ministry of Health as well. So maybe because of that, but at first, yeah, you can see that everyone got affected. Okay, so to show empathy is very, very important. You have to reach them out. Okay, you have to talk to them. If you cannot, we are not encouraged to see people face to face. If you cannot meet them face to face, you have to contact them. If you have the technology, okay, online, WhatsApp, you can always get updated with them. Okay, your parents, your mom, your dad, you never know. Especially like if they got affected, like our father, like got affected in terms of financial, you know, they somehow, I received so many cases like the parents they hide that they got retrenched, you know, because they don't want the family feel worried. So sometimes you have to be like sensitive to know what is happening. Okay, so to show empathy is very, very important. To get, actually it's not empathy only, but you have to be, the most important is you have to be alert and get sensitive and towards people around you. Okay, and be kind, compassion. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a good answer. So like I was going, like that should be
and one more thing is you have to be a good listener. You know? If they reach you out, you have to listen and avoid from, you know, talking so much. Listen, be an active listener.
Yeah, a good listener.
Yeah, a good
Just
listener and
to hear only and listen well.
Yeah.
Okay, so showing empathy in as an important step to inclusion for people with mental illness during COVID-19 time.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear because not very clear.
Okay, is showing empathy an important step to inclusion for people with mental illness during COVID-19?
Yes, definitely. Okay, definitely. Yeah, because they are more affected. You know, so you have to like help them and reach them out. You can do like, maybe you can try to get more info and knowledge about how to help them, because I think you can see in the internet as well. People are talking about this, you know, how to actually be kind among us, like to understand. Everybody have their own situation, including those who have mental illness. Okay, so to show empathy, to try to understand them and provide, like for example, the university also, I believe that you can see we actually do something, a lot of program, like a lot of initiative that has been taken for this, not to help those who have the mental illness. We also do the survey so that we can actually identify and help them. You know, we cannot simply just leave them, because it will happen something that is more worse, like, you know, suicide, self-harm. We never know, it can happen in anywhere, like as for example in your mahala, you know, you stay in your room without your family, you know, you have to like learn online, you don't see your friends, somehow it affects you. Okay, for those who have mental illness, sometimes they actually cope to like, they go outside and try to be more productive. They do exercise, or they try to socialize with people, you know. But somehow when this crisis or pandemic happen, they may got stuck. So that is why we as a person, I mean, like we try to educate them that they can do other way, I mean, like alternative, the way how to cope with their mental illness, I mean, like disturbance that they experience. Okay, so friends also have to play important role, which you have to always reach them out, talk to them, and be there with them. Okay.
Okay, madam. So could you advise on how we could take care of our mental illness at the time of the pandemic?
Yes, this is another important part. You know, we want to help others, but we have to help ourselves first. You have to ensure that you are actually you are actually stable enough. I mean, like fit enough to help other people. I mean, you have to take care of your, not only your physical health, of course your mental health. So one thing you can do is like, first you have to, in order for you to make sure that, you know, you not get so much affected, because somehow we listen so much news or info from the internet, or you engage yourself so much on the internet or web browsing. So you have to limit that. Okay, you have to limit that and socialize more with your friends. This is some sort of support group. You can do maybe Google Meet together with your friend, and then do talk and share about what you experienced, what happened to them. So basically, we also from counseling also will have this group therapy session. Not only because if you go to our center, you have professional to lead you, but still, if you do by your own with your friends, your close friends, with your best friend, with the classmate as well, you can do that. Having a group video chat, or you can have the Google Meet chat to actually get to know about other people. Your friends' condition, and share the common things that you experience during this time, and listen to them. Sometimes when you share the same thing, the common thing among you, you feel like, oh, I am not alone. There are people also like me, and we need to support each other. So it is very, very important, okay, to see in terms of your self-care. And then one thing is you have to make sure that you eat properly, like don't overeating, or you have to eat in a proper. The nutrition that you take must be healthy, and sleep also, because we conducted the survey, and the results show that most of the students, they got affected in terms of sleeping pattern. So you have to practice a sleep hygiene. Practice the sleep, healthy sleep. Okay, don't let yourself to sleep too much, or if you are, your cycle got affected, you have to learn how to actually reset back. Okay, and then the other thing is the activities that you do, even though you are, or most of the time you are in the room, so you have to find what are the activities that you can do in your room. Okay, like for example, writing, you can always social media also, we have that you can show your creativity through social media. Okay, and get connected with people. You may write something, that post something, blogging, journaling, a lot. And then also, if you can buy from Shopee or Lazada something that can improve your skill in terms of do something craft, expressive art. Okay, art. Something like activities that involve art, maybe. Okay, so you have to always make sure that every day you have activities to do other than your class. Okay. Be productive. When you have something to do and you be productive, you see that you produce or you have progress, it will actually help in terms of your mental health. Okay.
Okay, so before I go for the last question, I have my own question.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to ask it, but I didn't have a chance to meet a psychologist before.
Yeah.
So how I can diagnose myself as having mental illness or not? I'm staying alone, right?
Yeah.
So how can to find out if I'm having troubles or mental illness or something like this?
Okay, so this is, I think it relates to the last question, maybe about the services that what we offer. You can do in order for you to actually, one is you may go to the internet and you can see the checklist or the screening. A very simple screening to see whether you got affected in terms of your mental health or not. Okay, so you can do that, but you can get the result. But if your result is not good, you may need to see psychologist, psychiatrist, or a counselor So for us, you can always reach us out through Skype. You can always, we are available like normal. Before we still have, that session, you can always book us online through IIUM, but the session will be conducted through Skype. Okay, so usually we only conducted through chatting, but if you need to have a face-to-face, like a video call or voice call, you can always request. Okay, but if the condition is worse and very severe and it can cause any harm to anybody, like a roommate or the client itself, so we can have the face-to-face session. Okay, so for the session, if you want to know to have a proper screening, to get diagnosed, you can always come to us, because we still operate like normal, but more to like online first. We will see the case. If the case need to have face-to-face session, we will set the appointment and have the face-to-face session.
So, like, is there any symptoms that show a little bit of mental health, mental illness? I'm sorry.
The symptoms, sometimes you have a lot of symptoms, like you read in the internet, or if you do the checklist or screening, like online screening on the net, you may show the symptoms. Like you may get like very severe symptoms, but that's why I say just now, the process of diagnosis, if you want to get diagnosed, we have that manual. We have to see that manual. Like professional have to see, and we have to see the criteria to get diagnosed. It's not that easy. It's not that simply by answering that online assessment, and you can say that you have the mental illness. You still have to see the professional in order for you to get diagnosed. You cannot do the self-diagnose. Self-diagnose is a big no, okay? Cannot.
Of course. Yeah. So, what are the services provided by the Career and Counseling Services Center at the IIUM?
Yeah.
During the pandemic. What do you offer in the COVID-19?
Yeah. During this time, okay, we operate like normal. Like usual, okay, but we have more. We have programs, special program for those who got affected, especially during this CMCO. And like me, myself, just now I mentioned, we have the group therapy, okay, for social skill. We have the group therapy, like me, myself, will conduct the sleep hygiene group, okay, sleep hygiene group. So we received the participant already to join. So it will be like 6 sessions every week. So we have the intervention as well, psychological intervention to help those who are affected in terms of their sleeping. And then we also have like the adjustment. Like I cope. This is I cope group lah, counseling group. Okay, session which will the aim is to help you to deal with the changes that you experience now. Like during this COVID-19, to adjust, to help in terms of your adjustment. Okay, how to cope with the changes, to cope with your psychological disturbance during this time of pandemic. So that one is our initiative in terms of COVID, and also we have like online talk to talk about COVID-19, how to take care of your mental health, and of course a session. Like you can always book us, okay, through Skype, through online. Maklum, and then we will have the online session. And also, if needed, you can always have face-to-face session with us. And for career, okay, even though this one I'm talking about the psychological condition, but for the career, like those who want to graduate soon. So we still, the officer in a career section, always get updated about, how to help our graduates to get job, okay, during this time of pandemic, what you can do, the alternative that you can do if you don't get your dream job, okay. So the opportunity that they always, that you can see more program, like a lot of program we have conducted in terms of career and also development of the student as well. Okay.
Madam, I have a question.
Okay.
If we notice people around us have something wrong with them about their mental, how could we encourage them to go to a psychologist or psychiatrist?
Okay, if you see any change or something, you notice something like different or need to be highlight, or you need to help this person in terms of mental. But one thing is, first you have to show your support first. Be a good listener, be there with them to gain to gain the trust from them. If you already get the trust, then it's easier for you to actually encourage them to see the psychologist or counselor. Okay, you cannot simply when they come to you and then you just, oh, you need to see counselor suddenly. If they tell you I think I have problem, or if you say that I noticed that you seems like something different about you, you got do you get affected, you may ask like that. And then if the person start to actually open up to you, at first you have to show your support, be empathy, listen to them, always be there. And then I know that somehow when you don't have we are normal people, this person need a professional help, okay. So you can start to encourage, okay, when you already get the trust from them. It's very difficult just suddenly you say that, oh, you need to see a psychologist or you need to see counselor. It's not easy. Right. Okay. So first of all, be kind, listen to them, be there, and then always show your support, get their trust. Then after that, you can always bring them and encourage them to see the professional. Okay.
Madam, what is your advice if people who struggle with mental illness surrounded by unsupportive environment? Yeah, what is your advice for them to overcome their symptoms?
One thing is you have to get out from that environment. If you already realize that your environment is the factors that cause, can cause you to become worse. In terms of your mental health, then you have to find, for example, at first maybe you have difficulties to get out from the environment, but first you get to see the professional first, because they will guide you how. Okay, they will guide you how to actually be strong. To depend on yourself. They guide you how to actually create a new friend circle of support. Okay, so yeah, first of all, before you get out, you have to seek the professional help. But somehow when they got this person, people with mental illness, when they got affected, sometimes they don't realize. So yeah, the authority, those who actually parents, those who are actually responsible for this person, have to be really, really, sensitive and alert with what happened, because sometimes parents, they are very alert with the condition, in terms of physical health, but they don't put so much attention on mental health. They sometimes think that maybe my child is being because they are so pampered, they are being pampered, so they are already comfortable. They are actually what we call mengada-ngada, right? Okay, so yeah, but there are also parents that are very sensitive, and also they put very good attention to both. I mean, like physical health and also mental health. So yeah, one thing is if you want to get rid, I mean, like to get out from the environment, you have to have one support that can help you. I mean, like if you see the professional counselor or other people that you trust, like a person that you really trust. Sometimes you don't have, but that's why you have to see the professional that can help you and guide you. Okay? Okay.
Yes,
Is there any? Yeah.
I totally agree about being a good listener, because sometimes, like for us, we don't know how to help them. But if we just listen about their problems, what they have in mind, it's just like help them to how to say, express themselves. Yes, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, when you keep everything inside yours, I mean, like you keep everything, you don't tell others, you don't express your emotion. Emotion is something like the feelings that you have is fitrah, you know, it's normal. Everybody have the feeling. And of course, when you said you're supposed to cry, and when you said it's nothing wrong for you to tell that you are sad. It's not for you to actually keep to yourself. And also when you are angry, it's not like you keep your anger, but you have to manage. It's not like maybe you don't burst it out, but you have to manage. Management, you can always, express, but in a proper way, in a right channel. Okay, so when it happened, like you don't treat your emotion correctly. I mean, like when you said you keep to yourself and you don't want to show, you say that, oh, if I cry, people will think that I'm weak. If I cry, I will feel embarrassed. If I cry, people will talk about me. And if I get angry, people will say that I have low EQ. I'm not able to control my emotion. Okay, so this is wrong. This is wrong, totally wrong. So if you are angry, if you think that you're supposed to tell this person that this person have done something is wrong, you have to. I mean, like, if you cannot tell this person, you can always talk to someone that you trust. I feel like this person is actually mistreated me. I feel that. So anything. So if you keep to yourself everything, then you cannot actually at one time you cannot take it anymore. You will start to burst out. You will feel like, oh, you cannot control it anymore. Everything is become like everything is wrong. And then sometimes it happen like when you keep everything, you feel like you are okay, but other people can notice that you are not okay, because we actually have subconscious mind, which sometimes it happen like without we realize, we express it or we show it, and other people can see that you are actually not okay. The changes in terms of our behavior, the changes in terms of the way we think, negative thought happen. I mean, like, one of the factor, we start to have negative thinking, overthinking because of this, because you keep so much and then it build up inside you. When you listen when you listen something, I mean, like, you feel like you are doing something wrong, and then someone get angry to you, and then you feel like, oh, okay, it's okay, I don't want to tell anyone about this is so embarrassing. You keep to yourself. Okay, so, and another thing will happen. I mean, like, another event, same event happen next, then you keep to yourself as well. You don't tell anyone. You don't actually process, analyze what is actually happening. Just like, okay, close the book. Okay, so it will build up inside you that telling you are always do mistake. You are not good. You are stupid. You are someone that bring embarrassment in your family a lot. All the negative thing will build up inside you, in your subconscious. Okay, so that is why when things happen, maybe you need to talk, you maybe need to like process. If you don't talk, maybe you can like express through writing. Okay, find the way how to express and to process, the things that happen in your life. Okay, it's very, very important.
Is there anyone want to ask Madam about mental illness? You can ask.
Anyone want to ask questions? Can always ask.
No one have any questions? Okay, I think we have finished our session.
They don't have anything to ask. Maybe they are clear.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
So, Madam, I can conclude that being empathic and be a good listener and be kind to people who have mental illness is a way to help them as a friend or as a people who surround us. That's very good advice.
Correct.
So I think we have to end now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam. We really appreciate having you here. Yes, if there are any mistakes, we are so sorry. So, how can we contact you? Can you give us again your contact?
You can contact me through email, okay? And also, you want my phone number? Contact, is it?
I mean, for people who want to consult about
their... Okay. To contact me, for people who want to have session with me to book appointment, you have to book appointment. Okay, email me, of course you can, but then I cannot like simply do session through email. So if you want to have session with me, psychotherapy session, okay, you can always book me online through iMaklum, okay, and then see my time, my schedule, when is my free time, okay. So yeah, that's how you can reach me out.
Okay. So thank you so much,
Madam. If you have a question.
Okay.
Would you mind if you share like how to handle the overthinking?
Okay.
Just now.
Yeah. Overthinking happen like, it's our mind. Sometimes we just let that, that thought to be inside, and then they overrule us. But actually we can control our mind. We have to communicate to our mind like we communicate to people. If you don't like people to disturb you or to do something to you, you tell this person like, please stop disturbing me. Please stop disturb me. Okay. So, or if something the way you communicate to people, because it's just the same. Okay. So you can always tell your mind and argue with your mind. Like, for example, if this, you have this negative thought about, I'm not good enough. So this statement, you can take this statement, okay, and then you can write it out, or you can write on a piece of paper and look at this. I'm not good enough. So why am I say so? Okay, why am I say so? And then you will actually explore more on this. There's so much incident happen that caused me to think that I'm not good enough, that I am stupid, I am not beautiful. So many incidents. You can always write it out. On the same paper. Okay, but then you try to rationalize and see, okay, whether this, I mean, like what happened, this statement, like I'm not, you know, this the incident, is that you the one who make mistake, or is that it come from you or from the other person? I'm like, is that right? Is that really true? That this incident happened because of you, because you are not good, because you are not beautiful, because you know. So you have to actually counter back this statement. Okay, you cannot like simply let it be, oh, it's okay, and then you let it be in your mind without stopping that thought. So if you go and see psychology, this is one way. We have so many ways, like thought stopping. Okay, to do the thought stopping, to restructure your cognitive, the way you think, the perception in your mind. So we have that. That is why it is very important for you to see the professional. They will help you. They will guide you in terms of this. And we also have that, the thought diary. Okay, so we help you to come up with the alternative thought, you know, the thought that you have. So basically, one thing is most important is to see where this thought actually come, when it started to have. Like I've said just now, it happened because of like your experience, you know, your past experience. Like you are being bullied, you are being, assault, you are being mentally or emotionally abused with a person that you trust, that you love. It can be, or your exposure, okay, around you that caused you to have it. Come from your perception, okay, come from the experience. So you start to have that, to build it up in your mind. So that is why you have to go back and see where is actually come from. When you already identify this thought, you know, where it come from, then only you can go to the next step, which is you have to analyze, you have to counter back, you have to slash it out, you have to rationalize it. Okay, actually it takes you cannot like say this will take like simply only like one session, then you will come out and say that come out from the session and say that, oh, I'm okay. It can happen also, you will relapse. The overthinking will happen again. You know, for the first session you are getting better, second session you are better than before, and then you know you show very good progress, and suddenly, you know, because a lot of things, I mean, like the environment can figure by, at least you know, if you undergo the session like the therapy, at least you will build up the way how you want to do that, to counter your thought, your negative thought, and as well as to build up your coping mechanism, coping strategy. Okay, so it's very important in terms of that. And also one thing is another thing, like I've said just now, you have to always remind yourself, if you want to go for the simple way, I mean, like for the fast way, you will say that I need to take medicine, I want to stop all this. You know, one thing, if you take medicine, medicine is important as well, I cannot deny, but you still have to see the psychologist or counselor to help you, because medicine will control the chemical in your body. Somehow it will make you feel like you don't have any feeling at all. You don't feel sad, you don't feel gloomy, you don't have that overthinking, but it's just like empty. Like you don't have any feeling, like everything is just like dull. Okay, so that is why it's very important for you to, you know, when you see psychologists, we see counselor, we will have you guide you in terms of that. I mean, we provide you psychological treatment to alter or to alter your thought, your cognitive, the way you think. That is our role. Okay. So in terms of negative overthinking is one thing. You have to do the thought stopping. You have to learn how to do thought stopping. Okay.
Okay, madam. I think we have another question from Udin. So we're waiting for it.
But another question is when you told us before, like if we have something inside us, we have to tell everyone, right? Not everyone, like we have to tell some specific one, like to just release our tension or maybe our stress. Like during COVID-19, how to handle our stress is how to handle our depression, stress, anxiety. You know that this time we couldn't be free to go out and release the stress, depression, anxiety, and other illness. At the same time, we don't want to talk to others because we have thought, like maybe we have experience when we share to people, like they just respond, be patient or just
Yeah, that is why it is very, that's why some people they say that, oh, you can go to someone that you trust, someone that close to you. But for me it is very different. You have to see professional. Okay, don't think like when you already in a worse situation, then you come to the professional. If you want to express yourself, like me myself, sometimes I just allow my client to tell everything. I don't talk much, because I will see the need of the client. Okay, so when you go to those who you think that you trust or to your friends, somehow me myself, I'll tell you, me as a professional and in this line, I won't tell my problem, everything to my friends, even my best friend or close friend, because this will change their perception. Even though you say that, oh, it's okay, I can, indirectly. So you don't tell everything. You may tell certain things. You can share. It's not like you cannot share. You can share, but you have to have the limit. That is why when you go to professional, you come to us. We don't know you. We are professional. When we go in the session room, we change our head. Okay, we have to listen. We cannot be judgmental. We have to sit enough to help you, to listen to you. We have to listen, whatever it is. We have to listen. That is our profession. We are actually have to comply to it. Okay, so if you think that about, like, can I trust a professional? Can I trust a counselor? Can I trust a psychologist? Yeah, we have to comply to the Act of Counseling Act, and also our ethical consideration. We have to comply to that. And one thing, we have to take care and look for, like, private and confidential. Okay, so if you feel like it's very difficult to find someone for you to talk, for you to express, to share in this time, you can always not only come to us, maybe we have a lot of telecounseling hotline for you to share and talk. Kalau you tengok talian kasih, itu untuk that one is for like for women, and then we have like befriender. Okay, so many hotline, and also you can always have session with us. I think there are 5 of us, counselor. Me myself is a clinical psychologist, only one lah. But if you want to talk and to express whatever you have, counselor also can. Okay, it's not like I want to what to make you put your trust. Like to us, but this is our rule, so people will understand. So I listen. Some people talk to me and like, okay, you can always talk to someone that you really trust, or someone that not being judgmental to you. Yeah, not everyone is like that, and we can say like, if we have like 10 of our friends, we cannot like guarantee that 10 of them will be like that. Okay, so that is why we have counselor, we have psychologists, that we have to be professional in terms of understand our client. Kalau ada personal or emotional, like you have personal relationship with this person, you cannot always, fully being non-judgmental cannot. Me, myself, I cannot do session, psychological treatment or counseling session with my friends or with my family. No, it's a big no, because I also will get affected, if so different head. Okay, you have to know which one to share with your friends, which one to share with your counselor or therapist. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. But how about if you don't want to share our problems with others? We don't want to share it because we don't want to. Is it any effect on us and how to handle it?
It will affect you. It will affect you definitely, because you see, we living in this world, we have to be among people. Because we cannot live by our own. We have to have support. We have to, if you want, for example, if you want something, you want money from your parents, you have to tell why you need that money, right? So it's just the same. When you not feel good, you not simply what you call assume that this person will understand you or other people will understand. Oh, no, I'm having a problem. Psychological problem. So don't talk to me, and you maybe ignore your friends or people around you. Okay, and then why when it comes to something that is really urgent? Okay, it involves your life, life in danger. Okay, then you can do anything to find help. But when you have that, the problem inside you, you don't do oh, it's okay, I can handle it. It's okay, no one will know about this. You see? So I know that maybe it's because of trust issue, because you feel like you don't want to burden other people, but we are living in this world. It's not by individual. We are living together with the society, with people around us, that we cannot deny. But sister, if anyone who have that, I don't want to share any problem with anyone. This person need to actually get help. Okay, so this is what we call the mistaken belief that we have inside you, that already have inside you. You have to change it, or you have to correct it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, Madam, can we include overthinking to anxiety or no?
Yeah, anxiety happen because you are overthink about what the future. The future. What will happen next? What if I do this and it happen like this? Okay, this is So overthinking happen not only in depression but also in anxiety. Depression actually happen because you are thinking too much about the thing that happened in the past. That your traumatic experience, your hate, your hatred. The feeling to someone in the past, unfinished business. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone have any question? Okay, Madam, do you have any question?
I don't have any questions. I just want you guys to know that mental health is very, very important. Same like physical health. When we have it, we can tell any. People, I have fever, but when you don't feel good, we feel like first questions that I will ask my client is, how are you? And I expect usually when they ask you, they will say, I'm good, alhamdulillah, but they refer this to their physical health. But they don't tell that I'm not good, I don't feel good. So I want everybody to know that it's okay to tell that I'm not good, I don't feel good. Acknowledge your feeling is very, very important. Very, very important. So if you don't acknowledge things that happen inside you, then that's why you're gonna have like a lot of things. Like disturbance that you're gonna have inside you as well. Okay.
Okay, madam.
Okay. Do you record this session?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, I think we recorded it.
So if you record, can you share with me later?
Sure. Sure.
Inshallah, inshallah.
I will share through Google Drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, any more questions?
Any more questions?
This is like group session, If you want to ask about anything about psychological thingy.
Basically, we don't get a psychologist every day, so like I think we got a consultation for 1 year ahead.
Yeah. Every day, this is our main responsibility. We have to have session. Like 5 sessions a day maximum, but it is actually not healthy. We need more psychologists. Okay, so yeah, but we have to in IIUM also we receive quite high number of cases. Yeah.
Okay, madam. So
I think that's about it.
yeah, that's all about it, and we want to thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
nice to meet you, madam.
Yeah. Okay, so if anything, if you want to having session with me, can always come. Don't wait that you must have psychological disturbance or psychological issues. Then you come. If you have anything you want to ask your opinion or anything, you can just come see us. Okay.
Inshallah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, madam.
Okay, welcome.
We really appreciate having you here.
Yeah. Sorry for any shortcoming. So I hope that you can get benefit from what I've shared just now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for your knowledge.
Welcome. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.